Hello guys, this is Uttam and today I am showing the polling API function. So this is my polling API code. For this I need the configuration folder, one is controller folder, one is model folder, and then the route, and lastly the index folder is here. Let's start with the configuration folder. I configured the MongoDB server here. In the MongoDB URI, I set the MongoDB Atlas URL. For the security reason, I paste this MongoDB URL in my system variables and then I pass it here. Then move on to the controller. Basically I need the three kinds of controller: question controller, absent controller, and main controller. That is the home controller. For the question controller, for creating the question, created this function here, create, name is created. If any error is occurred, then question will be not created. If the status code is 200, that question is created. If the status code is 400, then invalid question not be created. Then for deleting a question, at first I need a question ID for find the question question ID, and then delete function will be called. If the status code is 500, then question not be deleted. If the status code is 200, then question will be deleted. Then the deleted question, then the deleted option for function is here. After that, the adding question function is here. Adding question function, adding option function is here. For adding option, let's I have to find the ID by ID of the question. If the question ID is now found, then I have to set the ID, question ID, text, votes, and then the link. I passed it here my Heroku app ID, my Heroku app URL for the localhost. When paste a localhost link here. And next, so for all question, for showing the question, I need the ID of the question. If the question ID is found, then it will show the here is a question, and all the data will be showed. And if the question is not found, then it says question is not found or does not exist. And if the overall unique error is occurred, then it will catch the error and show the data. Next, for option controller, this is my option controller for adding a new vote. For adding a new vote for the to the option, need the option ID here. If any error is occurred, then it's called error and finding message. Error and finding message. If the option is found, then if the option is found and if the error occurred, then is votes not be updated. And if the status code is 200, then option votes will be updated. For deleting an option, we need as first we need the ID of that option. ID of that option, find by ID. And if any error is occurred, then it says option is not found. After that, option find ID and delete. Then it says if the error occurred, then option cannot be deleted, and if the status code is 200, then option will be deleted. And lastly, the home controllers here. Next step is the let's see the model. Basically I have two kinds of models here. One is question model and one is option model. For question model, I have the title, I have the option, and I have the votes, also the timestamp, and I exported this. For the option model, I need the ID and the question ID for text, for the option and the votes, then the link, after that timestamp, and then I exported this. Move on to the next part, that is my routes folder. I basically need the three counts of routes: question route, option route, and its main route. For the question route, slash create is for creating the question, for deleting that question, for creating the option of the question, and to show that the show question, I have to pass this. For option, for router, for add a vote to the option, for the for delete the option, I need this. And there is the main index for index folder is here, all the index routing here. After that, the index folder is here, and I require this all kinds of things. Let's test this API. Server is running successfully and connect to the database. And if I go my Postman here, for creating the question, let's create this question. Or I have to change what is your best. And send this. It says question is created, what is your best language? And if I go to my Atlas and refresh this, go to question and see what is your best language. And I need this object ID. If I want to delete this question, I have to paste the question ID here and send. It says question deleted successfully. Let's check. Refresh. And the question is deleted successfully. For creating an option, I need the question ID for option creation. Let's take an question. Let's take this question. And question ID is passed here. And set. Oh, connection diffused. I have to connect again. And now if I send this, it says question and option updated. And if I go to option and refresh this, you will find this option here with the question ID. This is the object ID and this is the question ID. For showing the question, let's show this question and send this, and clearly see that here's a question, what is your father name, and then the text and next text here. Okay, next if I add a vote to the option, I need the option ID here. For the option ID, I need this, and then I paste this option ID in the params option ID and set the value to the one and send. It says option vote is updated. Let's check. If I refresh this, and you can clearly see that vote is 1. And last option, if I want to delete any option, let's delete this option itself. So want to add this ID and paste here and send this. It says option is deleted successfully. So let's check it. If I refresh this, and I will see this option is gone. So that's it for today.